Well, here we are for the second half of this doubleheader today. Crandall University Chargers versus the UNB St. John Seawolves here at the Canada the Game Stadium on the UNBSJ campus. We have just started this game. If you missed the earlier game, the UNB Seawolves beat Crandall 4-0. A good solid effort for the Seawolves, who go to 3-3. A little bit out of breath, jumping, running up the stairs, stadium stairs, steep stairs. In this one, the Chargers are 2 wins, 3 losses. Seawolves are 3-2, so the Chargers will be looking to even their record. Seawolves will be looking to get a little space between them and the Chargers. So this is really like a 4-pointer in many ways between these teams. In the first game this season, the Chargers beat the Seawolves 2-1 in Moncton. Chargers with a corner kick, well cleared. Beautiful afternoon. Wind coming across the field today instead of up and down, so I don't think it favors either team at the moment. Seawolves have looked really good in their home games. Haven't seen the away games, but they look really good at home. Well, they always say you need to take care of your home games if you're going to be a competitive team. Mike Ratage is in the net for the Seawolves. He's a quality goalkeeper, one of the best. Tim Lehman is in the net for the Chargers. Kellen Lamb with a little touch inside. He's been playing really well for the Seawolves. Seawolves are noticeably missing Karwee, number 11, who's out with an injury. An electric player who's given the Seawolves fans a lot to cheer for this year with his goal scoring and playmaking. He's good at both. Sikasak leads the Seawolves with goals this year. And Ratash, I like his aggressiveness in the net. He's out. He's alert.
Seawolves like to take this opportunity to thank their 2025-26 season sponsors: Western Trophies, Centaur Atlantic, Domino's, the UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports, Select Printing and Signs, Booster Juice East Point, and Culligan.
So for the Seawolves in the starting lineup, Kellen Lamb, number 2, Tristan Burnham, number 4, Pereri, number 5, Kinu Pereri, number 9, Connor Sikasak, number 12, Gavin Merrick, number 13, Aiden Marcantononi. Marcantonio, pardon me. Number 14, Ethan Schmalik. number 16, Owen Wiley, number 17, John Shu, and number 22, Mike Best. The Chargers, as mentioned, Lehman in net, number 5, Minil Alush, number 6, Chase Pennell, number 9, Acantini, number 11, Ethan Druert, number 12, Ethan Cowan, number 16, Ben Hardwick, number 19, Austin Hatchard, number 21, Wyatt McDonald, number 26, Brody Hardwick, and number 27, Ibrahim. Well, we're about 5 minutes in. No appreciable scoring chances yet. The Seawolves team have been averaging almost 3.5 goals a game this season. The Chargers' goal differential at this point is they've scored 4, allowed 11, so they've got to find a way to score more goals and allow fewer goals if they're going to get into the playoffs. They're close. They've got 2 wins, so they can beat anybody. But at the moment, goal scoring looks like the thing they need most. So we'll see if they can rectify that today. Seawolves, again at home, they've just been electric on offense. They've been generating chances. They've been scoring goals. And their defense has been very solid. So this is a team that certainly believes they can contend. The loss of Karwi is definitely a setback for the team, but there's good depth, and someone else is going to have to step up. Chargers with 5 rookies in their lineup. Alarouche. Acantine. Cowan. Hardwick. And Bro. And that is Ben Hardwick. Brody Hardwick is in his 2nd year. So they're both from Riverview. I have to assume that they're related in some way. Chance they're pretty good. They're brothers. Shu with some good footwork there into the middle. Chargers, just from seeing the first couple of seconds of this game, look like they've got a quick team, as do the Seawolves, so this should be a high intensity game with lots of quick attacks. As mentioned, Kellen Lamb's been playing very well this year for the Seawolves. Burnham, steadfast at the back. It's a Chargers free kick. We're 10 minutes in. No real chances to speak of. Seawolves would like to thank our 25-26 season sponsors, Centaur Atlantic, Lester Trophies, Domino's, UNB Associate Alumni, One Team Sports, Select Printing and Signs, and Booster Juice East Point location, and Culligan. Thank you to each and every one of our sponsors. Of course, earlier it was the Maddie Murphy Memorial Game in the women's game, and Maddie was a beacon of light within the Seawolves family, and tragically in 2019 she died by suicide. So all proceeds from today's the game will go towards Maddie Murphy Memorial Scholarship. And of course, there's a giveaway. That's a giveaway. Good recovery. Good recovery by Crandall on that one. Shu was coming in with some good dribbling. Made his way in, but the play fizzled out, and Crandall cleared it out of trouble. Gavin Merrick decided he was going to take a shot, which is never a bad thing, but just didn't get enough on it, and Lehman picked it off with no problems. Almost 14 minutes in, no score. So far, the play's been relatively even. Seawolves have had a couple of potential chances in the last couple of minutes, but nothing came of them. But here's a chance that a free kick could do some damage on this play. Crandall doing a good job. Good job getting ahead on that ball. Mindy. So with me is Mindy Murphy. I just talked a second ago about the Maddie Murphy Memorial Game that took place. First game, and of course you're Maddie's mom. And I also just found out that we lived in the same neighborhood growing up.
Yes, in the same middle school.
So I'm learning a lot today. But Mindy, tell us how this came about and how this all came about today. Like, there's always a lot to it.
Well, actually, they made it easy for us. Natasha and Josh have been fantastic. They've set it all up, and they come to us wanting us to have a memorial game, which we're so appreciative.
Oh.
And it's actually just couple weeks ago was Maddie's anniversary, or 6th anniversary. So.
Well, I was saying earlier on the women's part, I coached Maddie in hockey, and of course watched her in soccer, every game, and what I always appreciated about Maddie, and we were talking about it, a couple of other players in the first game, and we've got several players in this game. The Tristan Burnham is one of those players, number 4, kicking this ball, and that is Maddie loved to play. It didn't matter what the score was. She just played the same way all the time.
She loved it.
She loved playing, and she played exactly the same game. Whether you were up 5 goals, whether you were tied, whether you were losing 4-0, she played exactly the same. And as a coach, I always appreciate that from a player, because it just means you can count on them. That's what it means, right? And so Tristan he's a 4th-year player for the Seawolves, and he can be counted on every game because he's going to give you his best effort regardless of what's happening in the game. And that's a trait that not every player has. Some players quit. As you've seen, you've been around sports long enough. Some players
get down.
Things are good as long as things are good. When things aren't so good, they're not giving you their best effort.
Yeah, Maddie really loved the game. She really loved.
So how did it feel to get back here today and get back?
It was awesome.
In the mix and see the
and
girls
such a great energy. We loved watching Maddie play. I still remember when she played soccer growing up as well as hockey.
That's right. She played all the way through growing up.
Yeah, she loved it.
Now she played hockey all the way through. Both soccer and hockey all the way through.
Yeah, and she did. And she did play a couple years of rugby, which
she
loved. She was great because she was so fast. They couldn't tackle her. I remember she was going to do rowing, and she's like, "No, that starts at 5:30 in the morning. I think I'm going to try rugby." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Yeah,
that's exactly why I didn't do rowing.
So yeah,
that's right. So
yeah, she loved rugby too. She was really good. She was fast, so she never got tackled.
No, and she was the same in hockey. Like the speed was her thing.
Yeah.
Even in soccer, she was fast. Like some players just are so fast. And I was disappointed when it was a few minutes ago because I was telling Mike about a player the Seawolves men's team have. His name's Karwi, Malik Karwi, and he is like one of the fastest, best players in the league. But he just had an injury and he's out. He's out for a while. So that was quite disappointing. And it's the guys are they're going to have to really step up as a group and overcome that, because he's such a great player. Yeah, and so you've got this. What else? Tell us a little bit about the foundation, like that. Yeah.
So the foundation is. We decided when Maddie passed, we had a choice. We were going to either tell her story or
not.
Just grieve quietly.
Right.
We decided 6 years ago that we were going to tell her story because I know that that's what Maddie would want.
Yeah.
And I felt like Maddie's story was different because Maddie just was always the life of the party, always out, never like laying in bed.
Yeah.
You were never worried about that part. She was just always so active, always the funniest one. Always one if you took a picture, like on the outside, her life looked perfect.
Right.
And, our biggest thing is how we're starting our initiative right now. We're doing Maddie's Mask.
Maddie's Mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's going to go into, we're trying to get it so that we can have a presentation that we can take into these middle schools and high schools.
Oh.
So we've partnered with MB Copes, St. John Suicide.
So you'll go right into the schools yourself?
Yeah, it'll be a professional team that can give them some guidance.
Okay.
But I just feel like if they go as part of an assembly, then they're not targeted. Then everyone's just there. No one knows whether you're there for the assembly or whether you're there because you need.
To anything.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I just feel so, people mask themselves so much, and it's so exhausting. And, and for Maddie, Maddie had a great group of friends. She had, and we've done so much over the last 6 years. It's been like our team's great, her friends,
And I think that masking piece, I think to varying degrees, we all do that to varying degrees, don't we?
Absolutely, and want to fit in.
So I think I like the word masking because I think everybody can relate to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really good. When will that might what
So right now we've just had it. It's all put together. So we're going to present it to the school district and see about getting in. It's hard to get into the schools right now, so it's just I would just feel like it's so important to get into these middle schools. And Mike and I have learned so much from people reaching out, like because I was very naive when Maddie was first depressed. I thought, like,
well,
really?
you couldn't tell
No, you
because
couldn't, and
because of
like
that outward appearance, that outward
and she never talked about it, like.
outward
oof,
enthusiasm,
yeah.
outward.
And
she
Maddie
was
looked
good at
after.
everything.
She
So
was.
that that even makes it harder because
Yeah.
she's so
And
good
tons
at
of
everything.
friends, and
Yeah.
but Maddie was really 100% about her mental health. Like, she went to counseling from probably grade 8 on.
Okay.
She always had counseling, and it was never a fight. She always wanted to talk. She had an awesome counselor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was just such a, and I think, it can happen to anybody. And when you realize that so many people suffer in silence,
Right.
and they don't want to talk about it, they're worried about being judged. They're worried about, and we've met so many people along the way that,
And
it's
we all care about what other people think. That's human nature.
absolutely, yeah.
It's human nature, right? And yeah, so that sounds like a really good a good thing that
Yep.
that might happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and we're just, like we do, like this month, we've had we've given a couple presentations because there's been a few suicides in the area. We've given a few presentations, but I feel like when you give those presentations, people are scared to show up because people know why you're there. So if you go into these schools and you sit in the assembly and you say, okay, period 3 is an assembly,
Yeah.
everybody's going and nobody's judging.
Right.
Which I think
Right.
is so important, because when you hide behind that mask and pretend like everything's perfect and, my life, and, like after Maddie passed, she had left her computer, no passwords, no, like her phone, the same. And how many people Maddie reached out to and said, you're worth it. Like her quote on the bottom was, life is the best party I've ever been invited to.
Wow.
And she
Wow.
would reach out to people and be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're so kind. You don't think about that. Like, and like I say all the time, she was helping so many people, but couldn't help herself,
Right. Well,
and she had been really in the best place she'd ever been in years.
But
So
it just goes to
shock.
show you, right?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, and so you're right. So even if you can help one
One.
other person, right?
Absolutely.
It's not about helping hundreds. If you can, great.
Yeah.
But one person, if
Yeah.
if one person can be helped,
And it's so
that's
nice
going
to
make
have.
it all. It's going to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. And I had a story at Christmas time. Mike and I had gone shopping to finish some Christmas shopping, and there's a lady, and she had stopped me, and she's like, I know you're busy trying to get your Christmas shop done. She said, but I just need to tell you, I know who you are, and you've saved my daughter's life, and I just need to say thank you. And I had said to Mike earlier in the day, I said, I don't really want to go finish Christmas shopping tonight. And I was like, oh, we better just go. And I said, that made the whole trip, the whole shopping, that was a whole,
No kidding.
and we're very thankful when people reach out and say, you know what, you've made a difference.
Wow. So this is starting to get legs in terms of the things that you're doing, and just you're working through the things that you want to do and
Yeah.
how you want to do them, and
we have such a great group of people, like, with the suicide prevention, like Brandy, she's phenomenal.
well, I was on that for several years.
She's
was,
so
yeah.
knowledgeable, and
The hotline at the city hall.
wow.
Yeah.
Crandall University substitution.
So I can certainly
Game of the game, number 9. Samuel
I can certainly appreciate
Entering the game, number 22. David
a lot
Ross.
about this, but
and it takes a village. Like I said, like for us, I have the
does.
story, but I
does.
don't have the experience. And I have
does.
people like Sarah Hayward, Brandy, and Don Odell, like people, and like Gary from Operation Whiteheart.
So they're
Awesome. He
really-
has been like,
so they're
yeah,
really
we've got so much support, and that's, we need that. And,
absolutely.
we're very lucky. Our community is great, and we're very
Absolutely.
fortunate.
Yeah. Well, this is the start of something really great
I'm very excited to
on the
see it
sports
grow.
side
Yeah.
at UNBSJ.
Maddie would be beaming up there.
She would love this.
Yes,
she
she
would have loved
would.
this today, and she would have been talking about this all over the place.
Oh yeah, she would love. I'm sure she's up there. She would love the attention. It's all about me. No,
That's right. That's right. Well, Mindy, thanks for coming.
Thank
into
you
the-
so much, Dave,
This
and
is great to have you here.
awesome and awesome soccer.
It
It's
is
awesome.
Crandall looks like they have a nice men's team as well. They're battling our guys, and certainly the Seawolves are playing well this year. But Crandall, both teams look pretty quick.
Yep.
And
It's
they're
awesome.
they're playing some good soccer here in the early going.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you for dropping in.
Thank
Mandy.
you so much.
See you again soon. See you later. Well, we're 26 minutes in. No score here. Close game. I guess the records would indicate that it would be close. 3-2 Seawolves, 2-3 Crandall. Both teams playing very solid defense. No real scoring opportunities to speak of here in the first 26 minutes. Kellen Lamb floats one in there. Lehman got it easily. Made an easy save there. Yeah, some days are special, and this is a special day for the Seawolves, and with the Maddie Murphy, the first ever Maddie Murphy Memorial Game. Exciting. I mean, very, very exciting, very touching. Thanks to Mike and Mandy for certainly being involved with that and you know, allowing this to happen, and of course the Seawolves staff. Mike said they just did a great job with this. So kudos to Natasha and Josh and Courtney and well, the Seawolves so far in this game, they're noticeably missing Karwi. It's very noticeable that because he probably had the ball more than any other player on any team we've watched this year. So, you know, you take that out of the lineup, you're going to have to make adjustments, and I'm sure the Seawolves will adjust as the game goes along, but right now they're in foreign territory without Karwi in the lineup, and they need to find their place. Kellen Lamb with great speed. He's one of the fastest guys. So the ball goes to Burnham, as it often does in the backfield. He's the general back there. Seawolves just moving it around the backfield. Gradually working it up the field here as they take their time. There's Shuk. He's trying to dribble in, but ran into a wall of Crandall players. Maybe should have dished it to the wing on that play. Seawolves wingers not really playing out very wide. Crandall content with 4 in the back, 5 in the middle, and 1 up front. They're not giving away any goals if they can help it. They're quite content to be even at zeros here. Ah, that's a nice through ball. Oh, nice cutback. Oh, just off the mark. Really nice play from the outside. I'm not sure. I can't see the number from here. But Prairie, I believe. Either way, it was a great play by the Seawolves. Great setup. Just didn't result in a goal. And again, Crandall playing in a very defensive set. And a bit of a Crandall, they've looked solid in the back here so far. And Burnham, sure-footed as usual. Just kicks that away. Perennial all-star. It's easy to see why. Lehman's been solid in the Crandall net, making the saves as needed. Good position. Shu playing out nice and wide, gets the pass. He likes taking people on one-on-one. Kellen Lamb, he's making a run. No score if you just joined us. 33 minutes in. Second game of a doubleheader between Crandall University Chargers and the UNBSJ Seawolves. In the women's game, the first ever Maddie Murphy Memorial game was won by the Seawolves. 4-0 over Crandall. That's a nice little... Seawolves have been in no hurry to build up, but they're attacking now. Smolik and sends one that's going to run through to the end zone. And past the end line, and Lehman picks it up.
Shout out to our Booster Juice athletes of the week, Lily Carnes and Malik Carowy.
I want to take a moment. Schmolik. Seawolves are moving the ball well. They just haven't created any big chances yet. Oh, that's a nice cut. Jace Pennell with a couple of nice moves there to give Crandall an opportunity, but the Seawolves have it back. Making some more runs down the wing. Merrick. Wiley on the wing. And that's going to be a Crandall ball. I want to thank those who installed the white heart. You can see it across the field, I believe, on the webcast. Thank all those who helped with the installation of the white heart here at the Canada Game Stadium. Gary Brown Sr., Home Depot, 55 Depot Court, St. John, New Brunswick. JKL Home Services, Ken Cole. Maddie Murphy Memorial Foundation, Operation White Heart. UNB St. John Facilities Management, Mike and Mindy Murphy. Operation White Heart aims to raise awareness and combat the stigma surrounding mental health and suicide prevention. So once again, thanks to all who contributed to that. It's quite an attractive looking heart on the other side of the field. Shoe into Sikiak, and Lehman shows his mettle. He's that was a good shot by Sikisak, the leading scorer for the Seawolves this year. Lehman handled the rebound. He made sure there was a bit of a rebound, but he grabbed it, kept this score at 0-0. And there's an example of how Ratosh can kick. That is a long kick. Crandall defense, very solid, poised, not rushing, just taking their time. Impressive display so far. Callan Lamb. Smolik, Burnham just taking their time. Slow build up. Trying to spring somebody through, but that one was too far. And too flat for Burnham always takes his time, always sees the field, always makes the good pass. Making that run, trying to get by the defense. That's a great turn. That's a great turn. I'm telling you, that was one of the best moves we've seen this year. Shu turned the defender inside out there, right on the end line. Callan Lamb with off the crossbar. I believe that one was off the football bar. I don't think it went off the soccer goal post or soccer bar, but I think Callan Lamb's ball went off the crossbar. That was closer than it looked originally. It looked like Lehman had that in his hand, but Ben Hardwick went off. Elijah McCormick, I believe, went on.
Crandall University substitutions in the 41st minute. Leaving the game, number 12, Ethan Cowan. At number 16, Ben Hardwick. Entering the game, number 9, Samuel Akatintai. At number 24, Elijah McCormick.
Almost 42 minutes in now. No score. And again, I've been impressed with the Crandall defense line. They've been holding their own, not panicking, keeping their shape, and doing a real good job at the back. Seawolves are starting to get a few chances here. Siksak with another shot. He likes to shoot the ball, and which is a good thing. Last year the Seawolves didn't shoot as much as they probably should have, and I think they've come out with a little bit different mentality this year, and it's working. It's paying off. Through the middle, Crandall giving them lots of space until half, and then tightening things up after that. Kellen Lamb down the wing, through the middle. Shoe had it, but went off his foot, and Lehman gobbles it up. Free kick, Seawolves. Burnham taking it. He's going to send this one into the 18-yard box. All the Seawolves are gathering. Well, he changed his mind, and I'm not quite sure what that was. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe it's a retake. So let's see. And he just dumps it off to Kellen Lamb. She was a target, a constant target down the wing today. Lamb with the good ability to see the field. He's a great distributor of the ball. That's good defense on the part of the Crandall. And Lamb can appreciate that as a defender. He can appreciate the job done there. No arguments from him on that one. Lamb with the steady game. Well, there's the half.
And that's the half your score after 45 minutes. 0-0 between the Crandall University Chargers and your UAB St. John Seawolves.
Well, we're going to be back to start the second half, and so take a little breather, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Well, we're starting the second half. The second half of the second half of a doubleheader between Crandall Chargers and UNBSJ Seawolves. There's no score in this one. The women, Seawolves won 4-0, but there's no scoring in this one, and there really hasn't even been what you might call an amazing scoring chance. So maybe this second half, as the game goes along, maybe there's a little fatigue. Maybe we'll see some more scoring chances here. But and here's a good chance right here already. The Seawolves could do something with this. Sikasak tried to get over that ball. He knocked it down but sent it wide. So we've got there's the Chargers coming. Nice cut back inside, and that's going to be blown down. That's going to be a free kick for the Chargers. That's a nice ball into the box. No Chargers were on it, though. And that was cleared away by, I believe, Burnham. Alouche with some good work for the Chargers here early in the second half. And we've got a nice run going. John Shue. He can. John Shue's a good ball dribbler. He can motor down that wing.
That was a nice attempt there by John Shue.
I think
good run there before.
Yeah. I do think that he'd be a little more effective with a give and go every now and then. Use his teammates and then get it back. But on that particular occasion, it worked for him to dribble through the crowd and take a shot. And it was good low, hard shot that forced Lehman to make the save. So
yeah, definitely not a bad quality attempt at all.
It wasn't. I don't think it was a dangerous ball, but Lehman still had to make the save. Anything on net
still applies pressure.
Forces the save. So, well, this is a tight one here today.
Yeah.
Nothing really doing in this game. Crandall won the first one 2-1. So obviously they have the Seawolves number in terms of how to play them, because the Seawolves have been pretty dominant here at home so far this year.
Yeah, and if you're a Seawolves fan, you really hope they get this one here today. It's you always want to go into playoff time with the advantage in this head-to-head record against as many teams as you can.
Absolutely,
when it comes to seeding.
That's right, because if Crandall wins this game today, they go to 3-3, but they have the season series against the Seawolves.
What a good opportunity there. It's Mark Antonio dropping it down.
Oh, that's a good ball. He got to it. He sent it.
Owen Wiley just tried to center that one, but ran out of room in the end line.
That's a corner. That is a corner. It looks like Wiley's going to be on that ball.
Mark Antonio has continued to impress, actually, with his passing. That's the thing that's jumped out the most for me, anyways, is his ability to just put balls in such a dangerous zone on time and on target.
Well, you have to give Crandall credit here. Their defense today has been rock solid. I mean, that was a good block. Sikasak came in, he was ready to hammer that ball.
Yeah, and if you know Sikasak, you know he is never shy to let a shot rip.
No, and if you're going to score goals, you can't be. You've got to shoot the ball.
Here's Wiley now.
You can't be finessing all over the place all day. You've got to shoot the ball. Yeah, that's one of I think that's one of my favorite things about Sikasak. He shoots the ball, and he shoots it hard. He can shoot.
Yeah, he's very deliberate with his movements whenever his team has a chance in the box.
He's really raised his level this year. He's playing at a high level this year, and I know he of all the players, he probably misses Karwi the most because they played really well together.
Yeah.
This year they were in perfect sync with each other. You know, having played last year and they were.
You've seen them really start to develop that chemistry together.
They
Yeah.
had the chemistry this year. They were awesome together and so definitely a different game, you know, for Sikasak today. But he still has his chances out there. He still had 2 or 3 chances to score. So, but the Crandall defense as a full unit are doing a great job here today.
They're working together really nicely.
They are really doing well. They're blocking shots. They're making sure that cross ball doesn't get through.
That was a nice deep ball down there on the free
And
kick. Headed
good
a
effort on the
play.
header. Good effort. That was Austin Hatcher. That was a good effort. He tried to hit it toward the net, just couldn't quite make the right contact on that. But
Long ball was looking for Sikasak, but it's knocked away. Chargers played out for a throw.
certainly this Chargers team is giving the Seawolves everything they can handle today. And this has been from our vantage point, it's been quite an even game. There hasn't even been a dominating few minutes in this game.
Yeah.
It's been pretty even all the way through.
A lot of back and forth play. Both teams are really playing well defensively, really just waiting for that error from the other team to try to capitalize on.
I think Crandall playing a 1 up, 5 in the middle, and 4 back is really paying off for them today.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't had a great deal of offense, but at the same time, they haven't allowed many chances. So I think Crandall, I think they'd be quite happy with a tie here away from their own field. I think a tie, you know, you go to another field, an opponent's field, and you tie them on their home field. That's a win. That's a win.
Yeah, especially against a team like the Seawolves who are just so comfortable
Seawolves
on their
are
home field.
explosive this year. They've been averaging 3.5 goals a game.
Yeah.
They've been an explosive team to watch this year.
Yeah. And that's almost 4 goals a game. That's, you know, not easy to keep them, even to keep a clean sheet this far into the game.
Yeah, it looks like we've. Seawolves right at the back, trying to spring a leak in the Crandall defense, but they're not succeeding yet.
Here's Mark Antonio trying to make a play at the top of the box. Brought down. Another good piece of defending by the Chargers.
The Chargers look quite content to. Well, again, that's more two. Now, if you're the Chargers, I think you have to be careful not to open it up. I mean, I think their game plan is working to perfection so far.
Yeah.
They've held a high-scoring team to no goals. They just have to be careful that they don't get. See, they've got 4 players caught up right now. They have to be careful to keep their shape and work for the tie. and maybe if they get one or two opportunities to win it, go for the win with those one or two opportunities. But don't break your shape.
Yeah.
Because you get kind of anxious or in too much of a hurry to try to score against the other
exactly.
team.
Like you see the time just keeps ticking up, and every few minutes that goes by, it does get harder to remain disciplined and keep that wall that's worked so well for them.
And we're gonna see if they can do it. Because to this point, I think their game plan has worked to perfection. How about you?
It looks good to me. I had the pleasure of catching the first half from down below, doing some of my other comms duties, and they're working hard. They're working hard and they're working together right now.
And again, Burnham, I was saying, Burnham, what a rock he is back there. Just he is really good on the distribution.
Crandall University substitution at halftime.
I said it last game. I think
Leading the game,
he
number 24,
may be
Elijah McCormick.
one of the
Leading
hardest
number 12,
players to
Ethan
beat one-on-one in this league. You just don't see him getting beat one-on-one.
Yeah, he has a big, strong frame, but
He
is
does.
so light on his feet
Very
at the
big,
same
strong
time.
frame, yeah.
You see sometimes big, strong players struggle to stay extremely agile, but
tried to slip that one through the middle, but again, the pass was too hard. It was a nice lead, but a little bit too hard.
Now back the other way. Sikkisak's giving chase.
Yeah.
Broken up by the Chargers once again.
If you're the Chargers, he's the last guy you want chasing you.
Yeah.
No question about it.
He's going to be looked upon in this game and also in the foreseeable future for this team if Karwi's going to be out of the lineup.
He's got to be the leader here.
Does a good job there of keeping possession.
And I think he's
best.
He's more than happy to take that leadership on.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of speaking with Connor earlier this year, actually, after their victory, 6-0 victory over the ACAA Rams. And he spoke a little bit about some of his goals for the year, and as well as goals for the team, like his personal and team goals. And he has high expectations for himself this year, knowing that he's, as every year passes, your role in the team grows, and not just from your potential output on the field, also from a leadership perspective. And he knows that he's going to be called upon for more of both this year, and is excited to step up in that opportunity. More possession battle there. The Seawolves are whistled off. Free kick to the Chargers. They like to play it in short.
So the Chargers are starting to push up a little bit.
Oh, that was almost a dangerous pass there. Still in a dangerous spot. Chargers threatening now deep in the box. Taken away by Best.
Seawolves have a nice back line as well. We've been talking about the Chargers back line, but that Seawolves back line is really solid as well.
They have some nice versatility too in that back line. Like if you have Burnham on one side, between Burnham and Best, you have the experience of Tristan Burnham, and
Lamb as well as experienced.
Yeah.
And they're all slightly different kind of players too. They
Best
really
has been really impressive as a rookie
They really
on the back line.
They really complement each other well.
Oh, and a nice opportunity in there.
As well as Pereira.
Nice save by the keeper.
He's doing a good job back there.
Lamb breaks that one up.
Yeah, that
In
pass was in.
Sikasak for John Shue now. Shue gets some liquid room in the box and always brought down.
Yeah.
No whistle on the play.
That was aggressive defending.
Good opportunity there for the Seawolves. Couldn't capitalize
Shue.
as time ticks up into the 61st minute.
Shue's had a good game for the Seawolves tonight.
A couple good chances.
Yeah, he's really picked up the slack of Carwee. The Chargers looking to, and there's Kellen Lamb. And here he goes again.
Shue tries to beat one.
Nice
He does.
move.
Still with it. Into the
Still
corner.
has it.
Taken away.
And he's had enough for this run. Well, time is ticking away here. 61 minutes in. 29 minutes left in the game. Regulation time. Still, it's an eternity in soccer.
Oh, yeah.
29
What a chance
minutes
there for Mark Antonio, but
29 minutes in
sails
soccer
high.
might as well be 29 years
yeah.
because so many things can happen in the last 30 minutes of the game. Fatigue starts to set in. You get a defender who's been running a lot the entire game. The offense starts to pick on him. They know he's tired. You know, maybe the depth of the other team might not be as good. I'm not saying that for Crandall or UNB. I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying that
Every few minutes that
You know,
goes
not
by is
every-
just more strain on another
not
team.
every team has a lot of depth, and so they can't make those subs that some teams can make. Alouche, I like it. I like the way he plays.
Yeah.
I like the way he plays.
Very aggressive
He's
to the ball.
good with the ball. He's great with the ball, and well, another gorgeous day here at the stadium. Not too often you get this many games into the season and have a gorgeous day here at the stadium.
We have we've
But-
been treated the
but
first few
this-
weekends out here.
This is really something special.
Oh, that was almost an amazing ball in there.
Look at that clearance. That is
Wow.
beautiful play there. Beautiful play on
Oh, that's a great pass up the field there. First good opportunity there for the Chargers, but nevertheless, good defending.
Chargers defense coming up big here today. Really coming up big. Yeah, that was Austin Hatchard that made that really good defending.
Yeah.
'Cause that was
a
probably
dangerous
that was probably
opportunity.
the most dangerous opportunity today
Yeah.
so far, from what I can see.
It made that look easy.
But again, what I liked about
A
it,
long strike, just
that's
too high.
Alouche, he's some player, that guy. But we were talking about the backfield and how poised they are. He made that look easy, and it
Yeah.
was a dangerous
A very
ball.
dangerous opportunity. Keeper would have been in a really dangerous position there to try to make a save if that ball would have gone through.
Okay, we got the no. It's going to run out, and yeah, it's going to run out.
Here's Mark Antonio now, yeah.
He's another player that, as you mentioned, he's been coming to the forefront for the Seawolves this year, playing very, very well.
Seawolves doing a good job here, just continuing to apply pressure to the Charger defense. Oh, a nice throw in. Here's Wiley now with a little bit of room, crosses it. Oh, finds the Seawolf foot, still on the ground. Its shoe cleared away once again.
What I do like about the Chargers defense is that they don't waste time. They get the ball out of danger.
Mark Antonio
And
tries to fire a shot, and it's blocked away.
They're blocking a lot of shots.
Yeah.
No, impressive performance here so far. Almost 67 minutes in. But the Seawolves are starting to get a couple, the last couple of minutes, they've generated a little bit of.
Here's a corner in.
And
cleared away once again.
Once again, Crandall defense has it. Crandall
Here's Lamb.
Crandall are right on the ball. Like they're working hard out there to shut down space on the Seawolves.
It feels almost like they've made a commitment as a team. Anytime the ball approaches like the 30, 40-yard line out on the football field there with the football lines,
yeah,
to just not allow it to go past
right.
that. They wall right up.
Oh, look
but
at
now's
this
a chance.
run.
Shoot! Oh, gets the outside of the post.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to him. He's
Yeah.
having a great game for the Seawolves.
He has a lot of good chances.
Almost got rewarded for it right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working hard out there.
Nevertheless, wins another corner for the team, and Wiley set to take it.
Well, once you start getting corners, anything can happen. It only takes one great corner kick to put the ball in the back, get the ball in the back of the net.
UNB St. John's.
See if the Seawolves can do it here with Wiley.
Oh.
Leaving the game, number 9, Connor Sikasak. And number 12, Gavin Merrick. Entering the game, number 10, Abdulrahman Gadura. And number 8, Joseph Napier Ford.
So a couple of interesting changes there.
Yeah, a
I
couple
wonder why
changes.
you take your leading scorer out.
I will say I'm excited to see Ghidorah in this game here because I know that he hasn't started a lot of games for this team.
On this team.
But yeah,
I'm not sure why he doesn't play more.
yeah, and I've seen.
I'm
him.
not sure. And again, we're not coaches. We're just up here in the broadcast booth talking about the game, and obviously the coaches, they know what's going on inside the team and all that stuff. But Ghidorah, when he's been on, he's been one of the best players on the field.
Yeah, he's been such a spark plug, I like to say, for this team.
Offensively, now,
Yeah.
maybe and again, I don't want to. We're not in a position to second guess coaches because we're here and they're down on the field.
Yeah.
But just from a fan's perspective, I guess it's a fan's perspective. That's the
Yeah.
best way I can put it. You always wonder about those things.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sikasak, the lead, like why did he come out? I wonder if he got injured.
Mhm.
Did he get injured? I didn't see him get injured. So I'm speaking purely from a fan's perspective.
Yeah, it's nice to see Napier Ford out on the field there as well because
Yeah.
I know a few weekends ago when they hosted Dal AC and the Hurricanes. He had a great weekend.
He did.
He's
another good young player.
I like he's just very composed, like for his age, with the way that he handles the ball, and player never in a rush. He's not one to turn the ball over when the defense applies pressure on him because he has to make a quick decision.
Right.
He always makes a quick, simple, and effective pass.
20 minutes left. Crandall hanging on here. Hanging on. You just get the sense that Seawolves are starting to... he was going to have a go from a long distance.
I wonder if the Seawolves' time on attack there had anything to do with that, not the kind of non-effectiveness of that shot. You know, when you spend a lot of time in your defensive zone, you have to rotate a lot, and you have to make a lot of plays. Even though if you're up in a forward position, the Seawolves' continued attack is still going to make defenders move and influence the game, and make them expend a little bit more energy.
Well, the Crandall defenders, I mean, I guess because they've been playing 4 back, 5 in the middle. They have expended energy, but they seem to be doing it as a full unit.
Yeah.
It hasn't been one player that's been picked on. Because sometimes that happens. One player gets picked on.
Yeah.
And as the game goes along, obviously, like pre-scouting reports, word is that position is the one to pick on. There's nobody else to take their place in that position on the bench.
Yeah.
The depth isn't good in that position.
We need to
Let's
work hard to attack
pick
it.
on that position and just pick them apart and all game long.
Yeah.
Well, by the 70th, 75th minute, that player is spent. They're done. And that's why the last 10 minutes are so critical in soccer, because there are some players out there right now, guarantee it, who are physically tired right now.
Yeah.
With 15 minutes left in the game, 17 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, we
That's
talked about
a beautiful ball.
Oh, nice cross
That's
in there.
a beautiful ball, but Seawolves defense is up to the task. So yeah, it's an interesting thing that goes on in soccer, that those final few minutes they're critical. And well, you alluded to it. Sometimes the mental fatigue is the same as the physical fatigue.
Yeah, that shot there actually got pretty close.
Together, you're just spent. You're worn down.
Yeah.
Well, from our angle, it looked close, but obviously it wasn't that close.
Yeah. Caught the outside of the back of the net.
But to me, I mean, based on the way this game's been played, I don't see that with the Chargers. I don't see them being physically or mentally spent.
No,
I think
not at all.
They've built a wall.
It speaks to
they've
their
limited the scoring
teamwork
chances. It's not like the Seawolves have just been blitzing them all the way through. They haven't been.
No, they've just been applying steady pressure, but they've dealt with that pressure really nicely.
Yeah.
As a unit.
As a unit, as a full unit. Yeah.
I've been really, really impressed there with Mike Best, 22, the first-year defender.
Good player, yeah.
Well, here's a good opportunity now.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
And what a save there.
What a save.
That is a fantastic save.
What a save.
That's Tim Lehman.
That was a save.
A diving play.
That might have been a game saver.
Might have been, yeah. Seawolves will happily take a corner, but they would have loved a goal on that play.
Yeah. Well, we've got to put that save in our back pocket when it comes time to pick the broadcast players of the game.
Yeah.
That's going right in my back pocket.
Tim Lehman. from Riverview, New Brunswick, second-year goalkeeper.
Well, he was steady until that save, and that was spectacular.
Yeah. Impressive body control in the air there to be able to extend and just get that hand out.
Great save.
And that's such a motivator for your team as well. When
the
Chargers work this
up.
Yeah, when they've worked this hard to continue to play defense at that level and keep this thing a 0-0 game at this point.
Your energy as a team
Yeah.
goes sky high after that save.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need to make a push down the other direction.
So Shagonya is into the game.
Crandall University substitution on the 76th minute. Leaving the game, number 9, Samuel Akatinkai. Entering the game, number 16, Ben Hardwick.
Ben Hardwick's coming into the game here for Crandall. And he gets right into the game with a throw-in.
Taken away there. Mark Antonio now has it.
No, that
Looking
was
for
Hackett
Shoe
who
up the
threw it.
line.
Yep, Ben Hardwick threw that. Nice cutback. Good positioning on defense. Again, just solid.
They just wall right
just
up every
solid-
time.
Solid deep. That's just good positioning right
Yeah.
there. He was where he needed to be and just cleared the way. You notice that Crandall I think they're well coached because
Mark Antonio, a ball in
That's
and a
it.
goal. And that's Ghidorah.
That looks
Once again, a beautiful pass
Looks like Ghidorah.
from Aiden Mark Antonio, continuing to show his vision. Finds Ghidorah for another goal. Durham Ghidorah.
UNB St. John Seawolves goal! Scored in the 78th minute by number 10, Abdurrahman Ghidorah!
That's got to feel awesome if you're the Seawolves.
Well, just to get that pressure off you, and trying to. So Shoe's coming out. Who's coming in?
UNB substitution, 78th minute, leaving the game, number 17, John Sa. Entering the game, number 7, Mitch Neves.
Neves comes into the game. Well, Crandall, they can't sit back now. There's no sitting back for Crandall now. They have to change their shape now.
Yeah. They're after that goal, they're now playing against the Seawolves and the clock.
And they've already changed. They've got two up front now. Well, that's the game of soccer. Sometimes it's only one chance. And that one chance, well, the Seawolves have had two good chances in the last couple minutes, but that was a close-in chance that just Ghidorah, who seems to have a real knack for scoring goals here this year.
Yeah.
I believe that's his 4th goal of the season. And Seawolves are starting to come along a little bit here now. Crandall, we're going to have to change their whole mindset now after that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard to do when you've been defending for 80 minutes, and then all of a sudden you have to go on attack. I think it could. That quick switch of mindset, I think it could leave them vulnerable for counterattacks.
Mm-hmm. Ball sent downfield there. Just too much. It'll be out for a Chargers throw. Lamb sends it up. It's Ghidorah now. Over to Wiley. Wiley in the corner tries to find Ghidorah. Giving chase. Good piece of defending by the Chargers again to take it away. Oh, a nice ball down the field.
It's probably
Might have a little too much on it. No, stays in play.
Well, it's a corner.
Nice.
Generates a corner for Crandall.
That's a nice, efficient counterattack there. It was a really nice ball down the field. When you're playing with only 2 in the front there, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the ball downfield.
They're going to have to change that pretty soon. It's 81 minutes now. They really need to push up as a full unit now.
Here's an opportunity. Finds a Charger head, but sent wide. Oh,
Yeah.
a nice defensive play there by Landon Gray in net. Now the Seawolves on the counterattack. Nevis ball deep. Napier forward giving chase. He's got an open net. Can he finish the play? And he sends it wide. Had the keeper out of position, and credit once again to the Chargers defense, just able to force that shot wide. Ball played into the box. Couldn't find the head of Ghidorah. In the 82nd minute now.
Ratash has had a great game in the goal for the Seawolves. Alert on that punch out. Ball coming into the box. He's a really tall guy. He was first up to it. Nobody came even close to challenging him.
It's a really nice luxury to have a keeper of that size.
Absolutely.
Being able to see over the last line of defense, whether that's on a free kick, a corner. A good try again there by Ghidorah. Time ticking down as the Chargers try to make a late push to tie this one.
Well, the Seawolves, if we've learned one thing about the Seawolves this year, they're solid on defense.
Yeah.
They can play defense. The one thing that's made them dangerous this year is they've added the offense to it.
Mm-hmm.
And well, with a win, the Seawolves are going to go to 4-2 on the season. Chargers will drop to 2-4, so this is a 4-pointer any way you look at it.
Yep. Important to get this win, even up the season series, and defend their home field. That's a really nice throw in there from Lamb to try to find the foot of Mark Antonio, but ran down by the Chargers.
Wiley.
Here's Napier forward.
Mark Antonio has done a nice job controlling this game very quietly. But he's had the ball on his foot a lot today.
He has. Burnham tries to keep it in along the sideline.
Well, the Chargers are running out of time. 85 minutes, no injuries time to speak of. There's no, I don't see a lot of added on time in this game.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it being more than 2 minutes or so.
No.
Yeah.
And that would be generous, probably.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
But
Seabull's looking to attack.
Look at that.
Great move into the box.
That's
well done by the keeper to send that away.
Come in and really spark the team here.
Yeah.
Because he's taken the ball right to the end line a few times with those cutbacks.
Mm-hmm. He's really quick on his feet.
Handles the ball really well. Mark Antonio just slowing it down, at the pace that he wants. He's dictating the pace. Seawolves in no huge rush to take this kick at this point in the game. Lamb's going to send all the way across, and they're just going to eat the clock.
In the 87th
all the
minute
way
now.
Down to the corner.
Here's Mark Antonio.
He'll take it to the corner and keep it there. Okay, it's a Seawolves ball.
Mark Antonio was taken down there. Bit of a tough fall.
Well, another sub coming in.
Crandall University substitution on the 88th minute. Leaving the game, number 22, David Robinson. Entering the game, number 24, Elijah McCormick.
McCormick coming into the game for the Crandall Chargers here last couple of minutes. Oh, that's another nice cutback pass that well, the Chargers
they may only have time for
they have some work
one more
to do
push here
if they're going to get this ball down to the right to the Seawolves. So Mark Antonio. So we got a couple of minutes left. What were you looking at for? Let's start with Crandall. Who do you like with Crandall today?
I think that my guess is that we are going to have the same player for the Chargers today. There's a couple players to mention. I mean, I thought that save by the goalkeeper Tim Lehman was fantastic and really one of the highlights of today's game. It was, and honestly, probably one of the saves of the season that I've seen
I think
by any team.
One of the best saves that I've seen this season.
Mm-hmm. I haven't really got to watch much other soccer than the Seawolves games this year, so I don't want to give that credit as the best save.
No,
but
one of the best.
I think it'll give everyone else a run for their money for sure for the rest of the year.
Right, so.
It was a great save, but overall, Alouche.
Well, we're picking the same player.
Yeah.
I just thought he was a presence in their lineup the entire game. Attacked well, moved the ball well, dribbled well, defended well. I thought he had a really excellent game the Chargers.
He honestly felt like he was kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere today. It was a great game
and
for him.
How about the Seawolves?
For the Seawolves, there's honestly, that guy who ripped the ball right there, I mean, just passed away. But Aiden Mark Antonio has been impressive to watch here and there, and because just of the way that he controls the ball and sets up so many opportunities. In a game like this, Durham Godora may always whistled offside, but he was looking for his second one. Ghidorah, another player to mention, has just been a fantastic spark plug for this team. So every time he's come into the game, it feels like this year I've seen him score a goal. And
He's a real spark plug for this team.
he just makes the most of his opportunities.
Yeah.
And
I think
there's a lot of well-placed shots.
We're in agreement on both players of the game today. No doubt that Mark
Mark Antonio.
Cantonio, yeah, sorry, I couldn't get that out. I felt the same way you did, that he did a great job controlling the game, and so I think we're in agreement. We did a pretty good job on that one.
Credit to the defenders as well, Best and Burnham.
We did.
Fantastic on the back line again tonight, and we're into extra time here now.
And our player of the game just got a yellow card for clipping from behind, but I wouldn't call it a dangerous clip. I think he can remain as our player of the game. Now, a red card changes my mind. Like, if someone gets a red card for some kind of an aggressive play, that's they're not going to be player of the game. But no.
But if you're an aggressive physical defender, you're going to earn your fair share of yellow cards.
That's
just as the season progresses, sometimes with a 50-50 ball, two players are they're going to if both players want it more than 50%. That's when
well, it
that's
looks
when those
like
things
the
happen.
Seagulls are getting their odd man rushes now. They're getting, as Crandall puts everybody up to try to tie this thing. Crandall pushing.
Maybe their last opportunity
this
now.
Could be their last one, but well, that wasn't far off.
Yeah.
If 11 was, if he had have gone in with a little more resolve, he might have got to that ball first.
Yeah. Well, then by Ratash just to hold it and then send down for a goal kick. Here's Lamb now.
Kellen Lamb, another strong game for the Seawolves. As I said,
Looking for Wiley.
His ball distribution is really, really good. His leadership is good. He plays the game. He plays it hard. Well, I would say the time is winding down here.
And there we go.
There it is.
Just on cue.
Just on cue.
Seawolves take this one 1-0. A goal from Durham Ghidorah after substituting in, take it 1-0.
A nice feed from Shagana on that one. Nice assist by Shagana.
St. John Seawolves.
Well, folks, we'd like to thank you for joining us today, and we'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our 25-26 season sponsors, Centaur Products Atlantic, Lester Trophies, Domino's Pizza, UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Select Printing and Signs, our friends at Booster Juice, the East Point location, and Culligan Water. We'd also like to thank you guys for tuning in today, whether that was onto the stream or here at the Canada Game Stadium in person for the Matty Murphy Memorial Soccer Games.
Great day, Aiden.
It was fantastic.
We'll do it again next time.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.